Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ladies Tale podcast, one of my favorite podcasts to do out of the four that we have. Number two. Yeah, that's the second one we invented. Or was it the third? It might be the fourth. No, it was not the fourth. It was definitely the second. It was the second. I'm sticking with second. That's my final answer. Hopefully, I win $1,000,000, and then that would just be my money. So that would suck. I'd be winning my own money. Yeah, no, that doesn't work for me. I need to win more. I'm Wilnona. I'm one half of the Anti-Thought Ladies, and the Anti-Thought Ladies write books, and I bet you'll never guess what the title of the books are. Yeah, and I thought. So we have And I Thought Divorce Was Bad, and I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy, If Only I Were Me, a memoir in verse, Widow's Web, Widow's Debt, and Foreign Coffee. And you can find those books wherever you find audiobooks. Now, if you've been around for this show for a while, and when I say a while, I mean like 8 years, because that's how long we've been doing the show at this point. Yeah, I got old. I take that back. I got younger and cuter. Look at this. Younger and cuter. Then you'll know that we've written 18 books in total, because we had a new book come out this week. Yay to us. Congrats. Sign language, congrats. Yay. There we go. And you can find out the rest of those 11, no, now 12, because I can't math right. It's evening time. Now 12 books on www.andithoughladies.com. But you're not here to hear about me, although I feel like you should be, because, I mean, look at this curl pattern, people. You need to know about these things. You're here to hear about our wonderful guest. Wonderful guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Kai, Kai Laws. Let's see, some things that you guys should know about me. Three quick things. I'd like to consider myself a fine music curator. Fine music curator. I'm like not like kind of like fine wine, but like fine music. Let's say that. Um, Anime connoisseur. I love anime. Big part of my life. And huge basketball fan. I was gonna say junkie. Huge basketball fan. Like those like if someone were to ask me like what does my life consist of, it's probably those three things. For sure. Talk about them for hours.
Okay, anime. What kind of anime are we speaking of?
I watch everything. There's honestly the better question is more so like like I don't even say like what haven't I seen, because I've seen so much and I like so much. It really just comes down to what is interesting. Like if you don't catch me within like the first like 2 3 episodes, yeah, I'm kind of off of it. Unless someone has told me otherwise. But for the most part, you got 2 to 3 episodes to catch my attention before you get dubbed. So,
All
but
right. So
yeah,
anime across the board.
yeah, I got some standouts.
I'm
Say that
like,
again.
oh, Sailor Moon?
Yeah, no, hold on. Sailor Moon's a classic. You got like Cowboy Bebop, and
Oh my
I mean,
God. I love
like,
that. I love that show.
yo,
I
love
was
those.
gonna start off with Cowboy Bebop, but then I was like, no.
No, that is my
That,
favorite anime of all time. Favorite anime. I got a tattoo and everything. Like, so I'm
did you
that.
love the live action?
No, hated it.
Really? Okay,
Hated
why?
it.
What?
It was.
I'm gonna be
Go ahead.
horrible right now.
Okay.
I was a fan. I was a light fan of the
Really?
cartoon. So I would watch them every blue moon, and I'd like finish out a whole season.
Yeah.
But then when the live action, I literally watch the live action like at least once a month.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know why, but I love
We
it.
gotta find you something better to do with your time. Like I mean I gave it the Cowboy Bebop fan in me gave it a chance. I don't think I even finished it. I think it was just that bad in my opinion. Like the first episode was promising. I'll give you that. It was like, all right, this
Yeah.
might be something. And then it just went off the rails and I became so uninterested so fast. Like they changing the script, changing the story. My man's name was Fearless. I was confused. I'm like, who is the like it was just too many changes. And I get it. People don't really like they want more than just that like one-to-one like scripting when it comes to a show. Like they don't want it to be the same. But it's like if you're gonna change things, like don't mess with the original story. Like don't mess with that. There's other things I'm gonna try not to go on a rant, but I'm just get this one point out.
I started this, so I'm
But
expecting a rant.
it's like it's so
Like when I told somebody, a Star Wars fan, that I actually like, Phantom Menace and the rest of the reboot.
Yeah, I thought they were. I thought they were okay. I thought they were okay. Like I wasn't mad at them. I was mad that Finn didn't get more shine, but that's about it. You know what I mean? But what was I about to say?
You were talking about
Okay,
the rant about live
yeah.
action versus actual
So,
cartoon, which took
got
forever
you.
to finish.
Yeah, it's okay. I hear you. So it's like okay, Cowboy Bebop, right? There's an there's a story. Like there's a story to it all, but it's kind of like underlying at times. Like every episode is very different, right?
Yes.
So the thing with the live action is like why couldn't they do the same thing? Where it's like you don't have to copy every episode like how it was, but you that I feel like that could have been like that creative freedom where it's like okay, we know that like every show, every episode is random. Like it's not really like there's a small linear story underneath it all, but for the most part, every episode is them just doing something random. So I'm like, that could have been that where they just get crazy creative with the random episodes in between and still keep the underlying story the same. Like that would have been great. Like it just so many this is why so many quarrels. I don't really write reviews about shows, but I went and wrote a very intense review about this show. Like I couldn't help it. I couldn't get over it. So shout out to you though for putting up with it. Not me. Not me.
I, I liked certain aspects of I think I liked it just for the condensedness. Like because as
Yeah.
I said, I would go in and I would finish the season, but it would be like a year or something that I would watch it. It'd be over a year and I'd just be like slowly going through them. And I'm like, I really enjoyed them because they each are like their self standalone kind of episodes and you really enjoy it and you get in the story of each episode. That's
Mhm.
fine. But I actually did want an ending.
It did end.
It did end, but I'm like,
Oh, you're talking
could
about the
we
live
like
action?
get this one and then start season two with like a whole new like, but it was still kind of going.
Yeah, yeah. And then yeah. And then look, it got
And I'll watch like yesterday, I watched a show for Star Trek, and then I said, I really want to know about Voyager, so I just watched the end of Voyager, the absolute last one, and I have considered myself to have watched Voyager because that's all I wanted to know.
with how it ended.
Yes, how it ended. I
So
didn't care.
you want to know nothing
They
about
got,
how they got there?
how'd they get home? That's all I wanted to know. I'm that kind of
Wow. Good
person.
for
Like,
I mean, I
yeah,
feel you. I do that with I do that with certain movies. I'm not saying like I don't want to watch it, but like I don't do well with horror movies, right? So I will if I am watching a horror movie, whether it's at home or in theaters, I will go ahead and read the entire movie so that I know what happens, and then I can just peacefully watch the movie. Then I feel like people are like, why are you spoiling for yourself? I don't really consider myself like I'm still interested. You know, I'm still here. I just know what happens now. Also
yeah,
makes it less scary, so that's good.
yeah. Like there are certain episodes, there's certain shows that were on. I'm not going to say which show, but like I waited till the end of the season and then I read what happened and then I
Yeah,
decided if I was watching that season. So like yeah, I'm very much like that. Like I understand. So
I
okay,
understood that.
that's not why we're here.
Yes. Okay.
So
Okay.
I enjoyed the Cowboy Bebop brand and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And like now I'm gonna go back and this evening I'm going to be watching pieces of season one, two, and three. And I'll be watching pieces of all of the seasons again.
Okay.
Just to see like maybe I misjudged. Maybe I was too
Maybe.
sleepy to understand.
Yeah. Okay. The greatness. The greatness. But okay.
All right, but what I am here to ask is, you have an everyday job that you go to. What is that?
Okay. So I am the title is lifestyle producer for a show called Living Local DMV. It's a great show, a lot of fun. It's lifestyle, so whether it's health, wellness, fitness, those are all the same things. Food, fun things to do in the DMV. Just talk to businesses, talk about events that are going on. We also do entertainment stuff too. So from like covering pop culture news to talking to celebrities about movies to talking about TV shows, like I said, interviewing celebrities, like fun panels that we do as well. Like we do a lot of fun stuff. Like that's always the best way I can describe it. We do a lot of like fun. Like it's one of those things where I wake up and I enjoy going to work. Like I have fun at work, I have fun with the stuff that we do, and the content. The content is really great. Shout out to my host. So,
Awesome.
um, yeah.
They make everyone feel so comfortable. I
Yeah,
have to. I've been on a lot of TV shows, and when I went there, I was like, this is fun. Like I'm not that nervous. Okay, I was more nervous about going on your show
really.
than I was about any other show I've been on, and I've been on multiple shows.
Okay, why were
I,
you nervous about ours? What-
it was the first TV appearance that we had done since like after COVID, so we were like 3 years,
Ah, makes sense. Yeah, it
and I
makes
was like,
sense.
I don't remember, and what do I, and how do I, and so when I was like, oh, they're really nice.
Yeah, look, we try to make it comforting. Everybody's in there trying to, crack jokes, have fun. I mean, like it's early in the morning, so it's like, people. I think like that's what is it? Starting the day off like with like a smile, I guess. As corny as that sounds, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like we're here to have a good time, you know what I mean? So we want our talent and our guests to feel the same way. Like, you know what I mean? We want everybody to be loose and be able to enjoy this because it's gonna be a fun experience. Like it's not like we're like very stoic hard interview. Like, no, this is fun. This is supposed to be fun, enjoyable, crack jokes, you know what I mean? All that. So I'm glad that we were able to make you feel comfortable. You know what I mean? That shows that we're doing a good thing. So
So here's the question that I have to ask that everybody and their mother is going to want to know, and then probably their grandmother and a few aunties. How do we get on television? What?
that is a question that I get a lot,
Just
mainly
give us.
because okay, I'd say the most important thing is your pitch. It's about how you're pitching whatever it is you're trying to get on TV. It's it's pitching it in a way that it makes sense for like our audience to want to know about, right? So everybody's got a business they want to like, you know, promote. Everyone's got like some brand they want to promote, I think, or something like that. But I guess the difference or the things that separate people is what their brand, I guess, is about and what are the things that they are doing with that brand, right? Like the story of it. So like you have some people, I'll give you an example, excuse me, of a woman who started a business to help women who had what was it? Excuse me, what was it? What are those things like what not and I'm about to feel so bad. When women with breast cancer, they get that surgery. So she made like bras helping women like that. Like that's her business. We thought that was something that people should know about because it's something that women deal with. So just examples of like that where it's like people are making clothing brands all the time or businesses or whatever, but it's about like what your business is doing to impact people outside of your business. I think that is what makes good television. So that is one of the probably like my best piece of advice is how you frame something, how you pitch it to people. Like how businesses and investors and entrepreneurs and stuff they talk about like elevator pitches and things like that. Same thing applies to TV. Same thing applies to TV. So I'd say that is probably the biggest thing. I can't really think of like any three others. I want to think.
Two. Number
But
one, if you aren't paying attention, I'm going to wrap it up for you. Number one, make sure that your pitch is concise and something that their audience is going to want to see. And then number two, make sure it actually fits the type of program that they have. Don't
yes.
go out and say, I have a wonderful business about women in clothes because,
Mm-hmm.
well, clothes, everyone has that. Women in clothes that
Exactly.
the shelter, that's different.
Mm-hmm. That's very
Give it social value. Okay.
exactly. I'm glad. Thank you for putting that together because that was I appreciate that.
I've been hosting for like 8 years now. Okay.
Pro. Go ahead.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you about you because we've
Okay.
taken care of the professional part and now we took care of the
Mhm.
fun part with Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
I'm seriously hoping for a season two, and then maybe we should
Nope.
write people together and then tell them what we think they should go in there.
So, fun fact, it got canceled. Yep. No more. No more. No season two. It's done. It's over. And that. I'm sorry to break it to you. Live breaking news. I didn't mean to do this to you. uh, yeah, look,
But
I
at
for
least
one,
had an ending. I'd have been upset if they kept going and going and go and no
yeah.
ending.
Okay, yeah, gave you some closure.
Yes, I insist
Okay.
on doing this for me.
I feel you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to do it to you. I'm sorry. Look, that was a very happy moment for me. I was like, yes. It's like I don't want to root for people to fail. You never want to root for someone to fail, but at the same time, I was like, yeah. I was like, we didn't need any more of that. It was like we were good.
Hey, now that I've got my sad news, dang,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost as bad as having one of my favorite authors on and then finding out that she killed my favorite character. She wasn't bringing him back.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
upsetting.
Okay.
You get your start and how did you end up in television?
Um, my start. So I started out in radio, actually. I was on a like my first ever. Say that again.
You don't have a face for radio.
Yeah. All right, I hear you. Look, I like to think I have a face that needs to be on TV. So if you go on that, absolutely. But I was a street team member. So I was just doing like promo, like you go outside, you see the people at the booths with like the wheels that are spinning for prizes and stuff like that. I did those. I did that. That was my first like job out of college, which is cool because my like within like a few weeks of me working there, the NFL draft was in Philly. So I got to work that event. So it was like a really dope time. Like it was awesome. I was getting like backstage, with stuff. So it's pretty cool. But from there, just talking to people. Then I moved into onto CBS Philly. I had like I refer to it as like a fellowship, right? Or like an apprenticeship is what it was called. So you just go around to different parts of the newsroom. Like you might be writing, you might do a little producing, you might do PA work, digital. Just try to get your hands in everything, like marketing, like just it's basically like a trial period to see what you like, and then see what part of the industry you are, what part of these jobs you want to do ultimately. So I ended up really liking digital. Like I wanted to be like a writer. Like I thought it was cool, like being able to write entertainment stories, and it was fun. It wasn't as stressful as writing for news. Like when I did my news writing rotation, it was the not the worst, but it was the most stressful thing ever. Like I was like, I would get a phone call like a couple times a shift just asking me to fix scripts or something. And no, I'm like a 20-year-old, let's say like 21, 22-year-old kid, maybe. I'm like in here stressed. Like I'm like everyone like if Philly's a top market, so they expect you to like to be on like your ish, right? Like they expect it. So it's like I'm over here just lost and confused trying to figure things out. But um ended up enjoying like the writing part, especially being able to like write about entertainment stuff. So that's like all the stuff I ended up writing. And then from there, moved on to a job in New York. Didn't turn out so well. Came back home, did a little bit of a reset, and then I decided, all right, if I have to, I wanted to work in TV. I think I was like working in advertising back at home, and I'm like, I hate this job. Like I hated it so much. So I'm like, I want to, even if I have to move to like, hopefully not the middle of nowhere, but if I have to move somewhere to do this, I'm willing to do this. Like I was applying to like jobs in like the middle of Georgia and like random places and like Buffalo and all these like other random cities. Because I also wanted to find a, say that? Like, so uh, then I just happened to luck up and I saw a post on Facebook about them needing a digital producer for like this job that I had before the job I have now. Um, and then I got to move down to DC. It's been fun. I moved at the top of COVID, so I was in the house for like a year and a half. Like it was a very interesting experience. I saved a lot of money, but yes, being stuck in the crib for a year and a half down there was a mixed bag, definitely. But I did that for a while, and I realized like it was like more political. Like of course, like being in DC, everything is very politics heavy. Like if you wanted to work in politics, political media, place to be, one of the places to be for sure. Entertainment, not so much. So, uh, wanting to get out of my old job, I originally applied for a digital producer position at the place that I work now. Like I wanted to be a digital producer. Guy talking to me, and shout out to my man Brian. And one of these days when I do decide to leave that job, he's going to absolutely be one of the first, if not like last few people that I have to thank. Because talking to him, he's like, all right, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to work in entertainment, stuff like this. I like entertainment writing. He's like, oh, okay. And then he passes my resume along to my boss now. She calls me at like 9, 10 o'clock at night saying, hey, do you want an interview for a job? And I'm like, all right, it's like 9, 10 o'clock on like a Saturday night. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. Do a quick interview, basically. Then next thing you know, I get invited out to lunch. We talk more, and then now I'm the lifestyle producer, and it has been probably is the best job I've ever had, honestly.
For your
So
job. And then I
yeah.
just want to say that we were there. I'm sure you enjoyed it a little bit more because we were
Mhm.
putting prosecco and vodka together.
Exactly, exactly. And was that your pops or was that your partner's dad?
Is Jade's dad.
Dave's dad, cool dude, cool dude. Yes, cool dude. Yeah, I was like, all right, man. I was like, yes, that's the energy I needed in the morning. That's what I mean, like stuff like that. So yes, and yes, you guys were great. You know what I mean? Had us a little tried to get us a little tipsy in the morning, but you know what I mean? But I mean that happens. That happens often. Well, we get a lot of bartenders in and they always want to serve drinks, and we're just like, oh, okay. So yeah.
Hey, it works. It's like I was like, this is the job. I would happily do this. Just I feel like y'all need a segment on just bars in the metro area.
As a matter, you might be onto something. You might be onto something. That's a nice idea. Not even just segments, but we could like turn this into like a show. Anyway,
Yeah,
look, already giving
Friday,
me ideas.
a regular thing on Fridays because it's right before
Mhm.
everything out. Bars in the regular in the DMV area, like just maybe their happy hour specials.
Yeah, I gotta write you a check or something. I gotta figure this out. It's like, hold on, now, that's an idea. Wait a minute, little bar. Okay, all right. I'm telling you, if I use this, I'm gonna have to credit you somehow. I'm gonna shout you out or something. I gotta figure this out.
Oh, it's more than a credit, sweetie. I'm going to ask the host.
Yeah, be like, hey, you want to come through and talk to the segment? Contribute by all means. I respect that.
I'm gonna just roll through to the restaurant real quick. Just
Yeah, yeah.
happy hour, happy hour back.
Exactly. Yo, honestly, real influencer style, real influencer style. I like that.
So I'm back to like the regular scheduled program. So can you
Mhm.
tell people where they can find out more about you if you want to like throw out your social media handles or if you just want to tell them to watch the show that you produce?
Okay, so one, of course, tune in, Living Local DMV. You have to check your local listings to find it because it is different depending on the cable provider you have. But I do know that it is for sure on your CW channel. So wherever you are, your CW channel, if you're in the DMV area, that is, you'll be able to find us there. I think it's like channel 50 or something. People ask me this. I just tell them to check your local listings because it's too many numbers to remember. But yes, also follow them on Instagram at living local DMV underscore. All one word. A lot of dope stuff. A lot of fun stuff. I'm going to say we have performances on too. Like I don't know if you know Kevin Ross, but we had him on the other day. We've had a really dope jazz singer on. Like we've had country acts on. Like you know what I mean. So we also do that as well. But yes, living local every day at 10 a.m. and then at 1 p.m. So that's always thing. Now, if you want to, of course, like follow me, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Kai's View. So KHAIVIEWS underscore on Instagram. And then on Twitter, it's just Kai's View, just that. I'd like to think I post a lot of cool stuff. I actually do a radio-esque show, I want to say, on Mondays. It's not really like a radio show. I refer to it as a radio show, but every Monday, of course, music comes out every Friday. New music drops every Friday, right? So on Mondays I spend my whole weekend pretty much listening to music, So I'll just do like, hey, here are some of the hot songs that came out over the weekend. Check this out. You know what I mean? And then sometimes it's not always the new song. Sometimes it might be an old song that people might have missed, or something that people might have forgot about. Like I had "You Know What's Up" by Donnell Jones on the other day, just because I was like, all right, it's no song. It's like, all right, I've been listening to that song a lot. I got to put this on here. You know what I mean? Give it a little throwback vibe. So it's like you never really know what to expect on there, but just know you're always going to get something fire. Like you're out of the songs that I post, I would like to think you'll find one, maybe two that you like. So if you walk away with just one song that you like, then I've done my job.
Okay, so I love music. It's part of my day all day. Right now, I'm on a bit of a oh my goodness, I'm on a soca vibe. I've been
Okay.
on a vibe all summer.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Summer vibes for sure.
So as soon as I get off my soca vibe, I'm gonna come back and start listening to real music. So I'll be listening to your
Oh,
show.
don't say not real music. So and not only that, but that pops up on there as well. Don't not hold on. We got the Afro beats, we got Caribbean music, we got like everything. Yes, I got some Latin music on there. Like I'm telling you, you never know what to expect. It's
Oh,
going to be like if
never
it's
mind.
hot.
I have been enjoying my summer. It just became like a soca summer by accident. I went to a reggae fest and I was like, yeah, I'm in
It's
love again.
it's
So also
lit.
just like it's just partying all day. It's like as soon as it comes,
Mm-hmm.
oh, there go my day in
All
a
right.
good
Have you been to a Caravana before?
no.
I haven't either, but I hear those are lit. So I mean, another place if you want for soca music, I think they might have had like one around here, but I know the big ones are usually like Toronto or some other place. But definitely a vibe.
Well, if I can get
Definitely a
it,
vibe.
if I can get an interview in Toronto again, then I'm gonna see if I can try to schedule around.
Exactly. Schedule around. Schedule around. That's the secret to vacation sometimes, Just it's like doing business, but then like circling the vacation around that because you're already gonna be there.
Exactly,
Might as well
exactly.
stay. Might as well stay around.
All right, you know where to find Kite. So go over there, check out his radio station because apparently it is just fire, as he said. I was like, oh, it's fire like R&B, jazz. See, this is what happens when you have prejudice as a host. You'd be like RG, jazz. You prejudice it on music. Wow. And
No,
yeah,
no, all of it. As a matter of fact, today is Monday, and I just posted something. Well, today's Monday. I don't know when y'all will be listening to this, but it'll be on my profile. It's always archived, so you know what I mean. And there's a playlist that goes with it, so you can find all the music there too. Shameless plug. Shameless, not shameless plug.
that's what we do here. It's about a shameless plug. That's very important. So
Yeah,
everything that your ladies are up to at www.andithoughladies.com. And while you're there, go down to the middle of the page, not the bottom of the page anymore, but the middle of the page. And you can see the charities that we proudly support. We ask that you take a moment out and support them as well. Does not mean that you have to give them money. It means you could just give them knowledge or volunteer some of your time. Remember that wisdom is all around you if you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Winona and the Missing Jade. Oh, yeah. Thanks for listening.